Well, I'll just put down saying, hey, we need to have links. I mean, I need a
because then I wouldn't need you to send me the show.
Right. Well, I need your logo.
Okay.
So I can update your podcast page so it just doesn't say something generic that says SB Nation Radio on it.
No, I'll send you that for sure.
Farrell Coast to Coast with Scott Farrell. Weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. Pushing the odds with Matt Perrault.
I want to talk about baseball and the money conversation. What's going on?
I think I'm allergic to
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that later, okay? Madeline, I'm on the air, kiddo. I can't talk right now, okay?
I'm going to forward it to you, okay?
Hold on. Just stay right there.
Okay.
This is what I'm dealing with the fiber. And my wife is here. I don't know why. Why is Mom letting you in here, Madeline? Do you want to come on the radio or what? Go ahead. What?
Again, though, I mean, it looks like they need to update a bunch of stuff, right?
So just say hi. Then
Yeah. I doubt the people who handle all that are even aware that the changes that we've made.
Right. Well, some of them are changed on the schedule.
Yeah, that's my life now.
It just doesn't have it reflected.
Doing national radio.
Right. No, I know what you're saying, but I mean, it's just they're slow.
Okay. No
Let's be
worries.
real.
No worries.
With Matt Perrault. Weekday afternoons from 1 to 4 Eastern on SB Nation Radio.
Bassmaster Radio?
Introducing AutomotiveMap.com.
Have you ever heard that show?
Website for anyone interested.
Yeah, I edit it every week.
Okay, so the guy that I referenced,
Latest
so a
vehicles
while
to
ago, we were
vintage
talking
rides
about
to
accents and New York
Tape on the
accents
roof.
and how, like, a lot of
.com
So,
has something for
Tom,
you.
I know
If
Tom
you love
Abraham,
cars,
like,
trucks,
he's
and
like an uncle to
SUVs
me.
And the amazing
He was one of the
technology
first
hitting your
guys
favorite
that,
showroom,
like, I worked
check
in
out the
Nashville, and he
brand
took
new
care of me. He was a great guy.
AutomotiveMap.com.
But he's from Rochester, so he sounds like this from Rochester.
Listen
But
to
he's
the car
been down
guru
there in
himself,
Nashville
Mike
and
Rising with Matt
Alabama
Perrault,
for
every Saturday
20
morning
years.
from 7 to 8
But he still
Eastern
sounds
on
like
Let's
he's
Talk
from-
Wheels right here.
That's funny. Yeah.
So I always give him shit like,
Talk about
how have you
everything
lived
going
in the
on
South
the world
for
of
20
cars.
years,
To
yet
get
you
more
still
content
sound
on your
like one of the
favorite team,
detectives
you can
from
check
the
out our
future?
friends at SBNation.com. They have team-specific sites to fit your needs, whether it's basketball, baseball, NFL.
Yep, I hear his voice every week.
Yeah, he's a great dude. Great dude. Took
He's
care
one
of
of it's his show. Then there's another show on there you'll see down called The Winter Circle.
Yeah.
Those
Is
are
that
my
Bram?
That's Bram.
Yeah. Well, Bram's a pretty big name.
Yeah, those are my two favorite shows to edit because we gave them times a long time ago. Like, hey, you need to hit this time because because we have imaging for them on our end and everything times out perfectly. They seriously nail it every single time. I've gotten to the point like I don't even listen to the show anymore. Like I'll run through and just skip through to make sure that I don't hear anything weird.
Yeah,
but for the most part, I don't listen to that show.
That's amazing, man. I'm not surprised with Tom. I don't know Bram, but Tom is a pro.
Yeah, Bram is that way. Tom is that way. Bram's a little bit better than Tom.
Tom's probably doing it on his own.
Thinking.
Yeah.
The second.
But I mean, you're probably the same as me. It's like, it's a show about fishing.
Right. How much you really going to get in?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize he did this show.
Rocket
here.
Mortgage is with you every step of the
Was on
way.
a show last
From the
week.
O'Reilly Auto Parts Studio.
Talk fishing?
No.
Don Shander.
I want to know who the other coach was. That's all I want to know. Who was the one? My goodness, that's worse. The one is worse than the 21. I see this story. Forgot to bring it up yesterday because we had so many things with our Memorial Day from the match. I don't even think we hit anything else outside of Reggie Bush's comments that we had to discern and go a little deeper on because the headline was really misleading and unfortunate. But this story, it didn't even make fake news. Mike Singletary got fired from a high school team. You know Mike. You remember Mike? I want winners. 1-21. And all I want to know is who was the one? Give me the team that he actually found a way to beat, the one team. This is Hugh level in Cleveland. My goodness. He just left the team after going 1-21, was hired by Trinity Christian Academy in Addison, Texas in 2018, but managed only one victory in 2 years. And you are Mike Singletary. Do you realize now this is a prime example of a man who won't be known for being one of the most menacing, most difficult matchups, a terror out there on the field, Hall of Fame level caliber at linebacker, and Mike Singletary, championship level caliber talent in Mike Singletary. Now he's known as a failed coach multiple times over. I think Chip Kelly had more success in the NFL than Singletary. This is ridiculous that a legend like that has fallen so sharp and so fast. 1-21. Now listen to this. The only other head coaching gig came with the Memphis Express of the AAF. So maybe he was right in that he didn't have to outlast the job. The job now outlasted him. I just want to know, who was the team that he beat and under what circumstances was it? Because, my goodness, that coach should be fired as well.
Your employees and customers have new expectations when it comes to cleanliness. Cintas has the products and services you need to feel prepared. A trained Cintas technician can apply disinfectant and
what do you
sanitizer
think?
spray to common surfaces.
Do you have the
We'll
passive?
keep you well stocked
Or should we
with
hold on?
gloves, face masks, hand
Just give me a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split into two parts.
Cool.
And that'll probably be easier for you to
Perfect.
go through, as you can hear say, listen, this first part, and I'll tell you what the main gist of each part is.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
CEO
Thank
of
you.
Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now when
I'm
they
going
matter
to
most.
sprinkle
Mortgage
some of
rates
these
are near historic
long
lows,
games.
so now
throughout
is a
the
great
show.
time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. And MLS number 3030.
Introducing AutomotiveMap.com, a brand new website for anyone interested in what's happening in the world of automobiles. From reviews on the latest vehicles to vintage rides to tips on keeping your family safe on the road, AutomotiveMap.com has something for you. If you love cars, trucks, and SUVs, and the amazing technology hitting your favorite showroom, check out the brand new AutomotiveMap.com.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-608-1881. 800-608-1881. 800-608-1881. That's 800-608-1881.
My name is Megan Eddings, founder and CEO of Excel Lifestyle. Research shows that wearing a face mask drastically reduces the spread of the coronavirus. Excel Lifestyle's Prima antibacterial face masks are soft, washable, and double layer for added protection. To purchase you and your loved one's face mask, please go to excellifestyle.com.
Oh, man, what an awesome story
That's
from
ACCEL
Formula One. You see this?
lifestyle.com. Once we receive your order, we will ship
No.
immediately. Thank you and stay safe.
Scratching beneath the surface. It's the second level, presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eitan Shander.
I feel like I have deja vu as I saw this Mike Tyson thing come across the wire that he's been offered $20 million to compete in a bare knuckle fighting championship match. In fact, I know this has come out. We've had this story before. We've talked about this specific story, this specific league, this bare knuckle championship offering him $20 million. And then all of a sudden, the Evander Holyfield thing took over, and people kind of forgot about this. I don't know why this is resurfaced as new news. We knew that there was a $20 million offer to compete in that bare knuckle fight, not knowing really who it would be up against yet. Although there is still, remember, with the Briggs thing, this Mike Tyson stuff continually gets recycled. And it's getting to the point where I'm kind of sick of it until something happens, like the MLB discussions. Now, Jeff Passan was on this morning on Get Up, but we'll let you hear as little of that and as much as Passan as possible. And also, as promised, because we said this yesterday as the show closed down, actually got Ron's thoughts on a game, flicking, as I really push the boundaries here with what you can say on the radio. Flickin' Chicken, brought to you by Haywire Group. Now, this is everything other than cornhole. That's the theme of the back. We're heading into the summer, if it's not already here yet, depending on where you live around the country. And based on all the videos you've seen, depending on where it may be, it really doesn't matter at this point. It could be Floyd Mayweather hanging out in a club, or it could be Ocean City, Maryland, the boardwalk. All the videos that you've seen, the country's open, the country's back. All this return to normalcy. You see clubs, you see beaches, boardwalks, everything packed with people. And you'd be hard-pressed to find maybe more than one mask in the group of everything. So with that said, we're going to return at least to our backyards first and foremost. If you're not there, if you don't, then go to your neighbors and bring something along. Flickin' Chicken. Now, this is essentially like a dartboard, except you have these chickens. Up to 4 people can play. Everyone gets a different colored rubber chicken. They then throw at the target. Now, if your chicken doesn't hit the target, of course, you have to throw it again from where it landed until it does, and each throw counts as a point. So it's like golf, right? You want to have the lowest score, and you want to be able to par or birdie a couple of holes. And the beauty of it is that you can move the target around now. So you can start short, and then you can move longer a little bit. These rubber chickens will stick if you hit it right, but that's all part of the game. It's kind of like horseshoes, except you've got chickens, rubber chickens. Now, I can't play this with my dog because he'd have to be inside. He'd destroy all of these chickens. So you have to know kind of who you're there with. But already I'm more intrigued than cornhole. Cornhole's played out. It's already on ESPN. We've moved on from America's backyard game and try to find something new. Right now, Flickin' Chicken. I've got a bunch of other ones, but real quick, Ron, does that add any more appeal to the game that you know you're essentially playing a version of horseshoes, but it's with rubber chickens and like a dartboard landing?
Before I make a decision here, yeah,
you gotta see video of it first.
Like, I'm just looking it up real quick.
All right, okay. Just now, it's Flickin' Chicken. I want to make sure you're looking up the right word. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think I'm going to misspell? The L and the I?
Listen, I don't know. You're talking to somebody who can't get area codes right. I've sent you the wrong number for guests 3 times over at least. So I just want to make sure you're getting it right. Flickin' Chicken.
I mean, this looks like it looks like something really small.
Yeah, it is. It's for, kids can play. Your kids can play.
It's like you essentially you're shooting it off your finger like a rubber band.
The chicken itself?
Yeah.
You might be. Are you looking at the Haywire Group Flickin' Chicken?
Oh, there's more than one.
Yes, this is the the Haywire. Now these chicken are pretty big. That's why I was thinking you might be looking at the budget version, maybe the poor man's.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're not poor here. All right, I'm looking at this age 6 and up. Although I'm pretty certain a 3-year-old could do this.
Absolutely. Depending on how good of a parent you are, I would think so, yes. It's got some pretty good appeal to it, I would say that.
So what, you just try to...
It's horseshoes, except you have to land it, instead of a horseshoe around a pole, you have to land that thing on the actual landing spot. But if you miss it, then you pick it up and throw again. It's like golf in that sense. Frisbee golf. That's all. Now, trust me.
I'm watching the video right now. Is it Frisbee? Is it bocce?
There you go.
Wait. Was that a rubber chicken?
Oh, listen,
Need a
man.
voiceover for this.
Wait until we
This
get
is-
to Yardsy, okay?
Look at grandma. Grandma's doing it.
Everybody can play. That's the beauty of something like
Yeah,
this.
until grandma
Everybody
throws out
can
her
play.
hip.
Well, she's going to do that in horseshoes. She's going to do that in anything, all right? Wait until we get to Yardsy. I promise. Like, let's.
What is this a real or is this Saturday Night Live?
No, this is real. These are.
this is Saturday Night Live spoof. Come on now.
I'm watching.
I'm watching the video. This is Saturday Night Live.
Look, I'm going to send you the link. You can buy this on Amazon. All right. I'm watching it right now. See all buying options. I can get the Haywire group Flickin' Chicken available on Amazon.
So you treat it like ultimate frisbee, I guess, where you throw the frisbee
Mm-hmm.
and then it becomes golf because
You have to get closest to the hole.
You're tossing a chicken.
Correct.
But you keep going until you get it into the bullseye.
Correct. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
I'm going to play this game.
I love it. Now
I'm going to do it.
Now I have. I don't even need to
uh,
bring up another game. I've convinced you on Flickin' Chicken. I'm good.
I'm not lying to you. I'm looking it up. I'm going to buy it right now.
I love it. I love it. See,
Live on air. I'm going to buy Flickin' Chicken.
the power of live radio compelled Ron Culver to go on Amazon and purchase a Haywire Group Flickin' Chicken. I can only hope you out there
All
have
right.
done the same.
Now, this is kind of funny to me. Okay. I look at this and it says, see all buying options. So I'm like, okay, what does it say? And it says, deliver to John, who's one of my overnight guys. I should see what John's been ordering lately, shouldn't I?
Wow. Are you on John's page?
No, I just typed in Amazon and it comes up John. John forgot to log
You
out of
did.
his Amazon.
No. Okay. Let me ask you, is that worse?
See what John's been ordering.
Hold on a second, though. Before you even drop a dime on John, we're talking about John Michaels here?
Oh, this is what.
Is he a producer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Producer John. Don't you work with him sometimes on the weekends?
Yes. Yeah. John Belmer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. JB?
JB.
Yes. Johnny Two Jobs were definitely outing his Amazon purchases.
Oh, my God.
But before that, I'm curious. What's worse? Is it in a work setting? And I know we barely work. Like, I'm not even in an office anymore, a studio. I'm at home. But when things are normal and we kind of work in a somewhat of a work environment, just think of it in general, like corporate or wherever. What's worse? To have your social media still logged in or your Amazon page with all your purchases still logged in?
Man, I'm thinking.
And think of it from you finding it. Like, what would you do more damage? Would you do more damage and tweet something out like something ridiculous, not offensive, but ridiculous? Or would you go on and be like, hey, how was that foot massager you bought 3 months ago?
Yeah.
Or neck massager, as they call it.
I'm just looking at other I mean, he does have some, he has a lot of Kindles on here, a lot of books from Kindle, which is good.
John's a reader. I know he doesn't watch TV because I constantly bring up TV shows with John and he's never seen anything. I don't even think he's watched an episode of Seinfeld.
And
so
then he's also he's got a lot of microphones on here.
Well, good. You know what though? I know he's cooking up a podcast. He's got a show. He's doing he's hustling.
He's doing his thing.
Right. So that's a good thing that he's buying into it.
And I'm hoping that what is here.
No dolls, no rubber doll,
Well,
nothing that you'd find in a
no, but these are
Taiwanese baseball
these
stadium.
are the 3 items that were placed. They were all placed on New Year's Day. Okay.
Yes.
Of this year. I'm hoping these were gifts.
You never know. There's nothing wrong with buying yourself a gift on Amazon.
No. Okay. Do we want to know what these gifts are?
Absolutely, we do.
All right. In no particular order. I'm just going to go straight from the top down to the bottom. Okay. Because these were all placed on January 1st. They've all been delivered.
Okay.
So it'll be on you to figure out what these were for John.
Okay. Yes.
Item number 1, Tina Turner mug.
Definitely
11
a
gift. 11-ounce ceramic coffee mug, novelty mug cup.
Definitely a gift. Here's how I know why.
Okay,
Belmer.
no. Let me finish.
Okay. Is this isn't like one of them isn't fake, right? This isn't a fake news.
No. This is item number 2. Tina Turner art decor
Wait a second.
home wall clock.
I sense a theme.
Original gift, unique design.
Do we need to call Belmer up next segment and get to the bottom of
He's
this?
probably sleeping. Item number 3. Tina Turner ultra soft micro fleece throw blanket for couch or living room. Warm winter fall plush blankets for men, women, kids.
Okay, well, I think we can narrow it down to two things. One
is a Tina Turner fan.
Yes, in his family, I'm guessing, or maybe it's like his girlfriend's mom, something like that, right? I doubt he's dating somebody who's a gigantic. He's a younger guy.
This wouldn't be a Valentine's Day gift, right? Because the last one was delivered January 31st.
No, I remember.
They're all delivered in January.
Sometimes things take a little bit, even if it's back.
No, they were ordered, but they were ordered on New Year's Day.
No, I know, but even still, like one of those things you said was delivered late, right? Later.
No, they were all ordered New Year's Day. One was delivered on the 13th, one on the 17th, and one on the 31st. So they all were ordered at the same time, depending on when they came out. So that's what I was wondering. I mean, was he just thinking ahead of time and got Valentine's Day gifts a month ahead of time?
Could be birthday.
Mom or grandma.
Yeah, could
aunt,
be mom or
cousin,
aunt, grandma's birthday. Now, the other thing is he might be, and I don't want to use the term closet because there should be no shame involved in this at all.
No, because Tina rocks.
Yes, he might be in the. What if he's in the Tina Turner fan club?
But that seems a little excessive, don't you think? Though, to have those three items, a clock and
well, they're all different. It's not like you're buying 4 different versions of Tina's mug on a mug, right?
True.
All right.
True.
So
hopefully,
yeah, exactly. Maybe he's adding to his collection. We don't know. No bobblehead, no Tina Turner bobblehead in that.
No bobbleheads.
All right. Well,
maybe he already has the bobbleheads. I don't know.
I'm going to put this out on Twitter as well. I'm going to tag you in the break at Ron Culver, 2 N's, at Shander Show. We're live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Shander Show. And of course, your phone number is 800-224-2004. What's worse, staying logged in your social media account at work or having your Amazon page with all your purchases still logged in?
Now, do I do him a solid? Do I log out of his account?
Yeah, after we had to have done this first.
Well, no, yeah.
That's all.
That's a given.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of tweeting something out to John's account if he left it open.
Hey, listen, I'm not ordering anything from his account. All right, I'm not going to use his credit card info. I'm not going to give that on an air. I just had to expose the Tina Turner fanboy that he is.
I love it. I love it. All right, we're going to hear from Jeff Passan coming up next. And wait until you hear what Stephen Ross in Miami has to say about the NFL season, all here on the Second Level.
Pharrell's
Coast to Coast. It's Pharrell, Coast to Coast. We're taking over the world. And I got to tell you, from the beginning, it's been kind of easy. You got to love us on SB Nation, kicking ass and taking names. Every day, 4 to 6, you catch my Sports Grid Coast to Coast gig. And imagine this. Once we go live again, baby, you're not going to know what hit you when I start pouring beers and shots for you.
Pharrell Coast to Coast with Scott Pharrell. Weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. Into the night.
Now imagine how pissed off Bryce Harper must have been while he's playing Fortnite with the bros, and he gets dropped in.
All right, it's on the first cut is a little over 40 seconds long.
Okay.
And it's obviously Jeff Passan, but it's I titled it "Season in the Balance."
Okay, is
Okay.
it something
by the way,
that
Snell bra, man,
we
that
could
dude,
come
that's my
out
boy
with,
right
or
there.
does it need to
And
be
he's
set
got
up?
No, I can come out with it.
All right, perfect.
I'll do that.
No way Snell bra made it to history. Okay, let's be real. Snell bra probably opened the first page and said, "Screw
And
it."
then the second cut, which is roughly the same length and time, I just titled it "Owner's Proposal."
Okay, great.
Then I'm getting
I
taxed.
can throw it to that man afterwards.
It's just not
Thanks,
worth
man.
it, man. It's just not worth it.
I mean, I'm only getting paid to read 20 pages of it.
Into the Night with Tony Bruno and Harry Mays. Weeknights at 10 Eastern. Game time decisions.
I'm Gabriel Morency, inviting you to join me and the Raging Redhead, Cam Stewart.
Dude, that was fucking hilarious,
on
by the way.
SB Nation Radio.
Belmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm just trying to get on Amazon to buy some flicking chicken.
That's but we would never have figured that out. First off, that was amazing for you to go through the purchases, the
Game
Tina
time
Turner thing,
decisions with Gabe Morency.
and just think about it. Like I just completely forgot about the flicking chicken. I was going to go to another one, but I remember you were laughing about it yesterday.
Big game, opening up the brand new stadium.
It's
But you know what's
ridiculous.
going to be missing? There's going to be like 15 people in the
Could
shop.
never prepare for
Waffle is
something
gonna have
like that, you know?
4 participants.
Do you think only A, I, and D show up?
That's right. Yeah. AI and D. Right. That's the only ones they got. Like, that's all we can fit in.
Yeah.
Social distancing.
Both R's.
S is out. Both R's are gone. They wouldn't let them in the stadium.
Which quarterback is going to shush the crowd?
That's what I was wondering. Which quarterback is going to have the guts to go up to a crowd and go, quiet? I would do it every time I was in the red zone
course.
this
I got
season.
some pretty good responses so far.
That would be my thing. You're gonna be able to hear beer. Which one of you 5 want beer?
Yeah, I'm over here.
Yeah, all right. It's gonna be a walk, but it'll be fine. I'll get there.
Wake up call
So this
with Tony D.
This story
and
in
Ron
Formula
Culver.
One is fucking
Weekday
awesome,
mornings.
man. There was a charity event, and this driver from the Audi Formula E team cheated on the esports event. Instead of driving his own car, he hired a professional gamer to race under his name for a charity event.
You're listening to The Second Level, presented by Rocket Mortgage by
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Riley Auto Parts Studios, with way more than the scores. Here's Eitan Shander.
I believe this is going to be the most consequential week in Major League Baseball in the last quarter century, dating back to the 1994 strike. Now the Major League Baseball season hangs in the balance, and it's going to come down to MLB and the Players Association figuring out how to split the revenue that they generate in 2020. And that is not going to be an easy thing to do. But as we have said on this show, on SportsCenter, everywhere for 2 months now, this is the moment where it gets important. And we're going to see if these two sides that have been at loggerheads for a long time now can come together and bring baseball back in 2020.
There is Jeff Passan this morning on ESPN talking about what we all knew was going to come inevitably at this point, but still trying to get as many pieces of detail as we can that disseminate from these conversations, both internally with MLB and the Players Association, and what we're led to believe is some sort of negotiation. So we know that there is this drop date at some point to where both sides need to say, we can't continue to negotiate. We can't continue to go back and forth without really losing the season. It's not, they've already lost money. That's already a given. Now, as you heard Jeff trying to say, or at least put out as what the players are trying to say, is recoup as much as they possibly can moving forward and not be on the losing end of it 2 times over. So as we move forward this week, and Jeff's right, of course, is we've been talking about this on this show, Seth Everett, and I know Scott Miller with me on the weekend a couple of times. Any other baseball-minded brain that's been on this network, you've pretty much heard similar things, which is both sides have about a week or so, and this is maybe 10 days ago, both sides have about a week or so to get things right, to get things in order, and then you see that week, that really important week where something needs to be hashed out in order to really get back at a timely manner. And again, you've got 2 sports right behind baseball on the heels of Major League Baseball. Everything coming back at once. Not everybody has 5 TVs in their living room. Not everybody can watch something on television and on their phone and on their laptop at the same time. So Major League Baseball is still working on that small little area, that in-between area, if you will, where they need to get back now as soon as possible. And they're pretty much past, because once the safety issues are fine and they get approved by players, now, as you heard Jeff say, it's about money. So this is where things become down to dotted I's and crossed T's in negotiations. But in the bigger picture, when explaining this to the public or leaking it to reporters who are then talking on SportsCenter, you get more about what the owners need to do and what the front office, what the league needs to do. And Passan continues explaining the owners' responsibilities.
Well, today, Greeny, the expectation is that Major League Baseball is going to finally offer the long-awaited financial proposal to the MLBPA. And it's going to be interesting to see the details in there, whether they actually go with the 50-50 revenue split, which has been a non-starter for the Players Association from the beginning, or if they go for something more like a pay cut with deferred money, which at that point, it puts the pressure and the onus on the players to say, okay, we're willing to accept a greater pay cut than we already have to make sure baseball comes back this year. And that's not going to be easy for the Players Association to do. They have been steadfast in their belief that losing half of their money, if there is an 82-game season, is too much at this point for them to take another pay cut.
At some point, something will give. Not gotta give, will give. It's way too much money to forego a season, but you at least hear, and not much has changed in the details of what's going on. Right from the beginning of that cut, we've been talking about that with baseball people for, it feels like 2 weeks now. At least a week, it felt like, before Blake Snell's comments came out. And that seems like eons ago. I know we're all stuck in home and quarantined and everything, but, well, not all of us, at least. And we'll get to that coming up in 7 minutes, because what's happened over the last 3 or 4 days all around the country, and not one area is specific to it, is a direct correlation to what the Miami Dolphins owner came out and said, if not last night, then early this morning. At Shander Show, twitch.tv/Shander Show, 800-224-2004. Ron Culver on Twitter, at Ron Culver, 2 N's. Get to that question about social media versus Amazon in a second. But just looking at where we are physically on the calendar in the work week that begins on a shorter work week because of the holiday yesterday, we know what's at stake. We know what's involved, and we know the details, which come down to really money and the rev split versus not losing a ton of money from the ownership side versus the rev split and making more money from the player side. And this has been going back and forth for a while now. So some of it is posturing, some of it is leaking to the media, some of it is putting out a 67-page document that shows how safe things will be. So all players need to do is just sign on the dotted line and they can come in and work. But make no mistake, don't overlook, everything has been the same. Don't think that anything new has happened. The only thing that's changed is time. That's it. The only thing that has truly changed is time. The fact that we get closer and closer to that mark on the calendar that says, okay, guys, and guys is everybody involved here, you better figure this thing out because you're going to lose the season. And if you just continue to wait and wait and wait, you might salvage something. But 66-game season at this point, you kind of look around and think, what did we really salvage? What did we truly gain? Now, something Major League Baseball might get at the back end of their season is a full-on expectation for the NFL. We'll get to that coming up next. But as mentioned, put it out on Twitter. What's worse to leave logged in at work, your social media, or your Amazon account? Everybody has said social media. Brock Millennial, social media, at least Amazon looks productive. Max Letterman up in Boston, at Max_Letterman, NBC Sports in Boston. Social media, and then he tagged, this is how ruthless Max is, social media, and then tagged the guy that he works with that I guess at one point left his Twitter open because Billy then responded and said, not my proudest moment. At Chai Mike 26, social, because screenshots and some public humiliation. Amazon purchases can still be returned, and my favorite so far at iExclusiveBeats. Social media, people are quick to hack an account. If you buy something on my Amazon, I'll see it where it's shipped and ship these hands to your front door too. Now that's something too. I mean, Belmer would be able to go to Ron Culver's house and say, hey, you got that flicking chicken on my account sent to your house. I want a refund. What did Stephen Ross say? We'll get to that next.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows. So when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 3.375%, APR 3.59%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Did you know online alcohol sales have more than tripled since March? Yep, drinking from home is at an all-time high. And Cheers is here to help fight those pesky hangovers. Whether you drink a little or a lot, Cheers is designed to reduce alcohol's negative effects and help you feel better the next day. It works by neutralizing the toxins that affect your liver and replacing the vitamins you lose when you drink alcohol. No more waking up with headaches or nausea after a night of drinking. It's the best thing to happen to alcohol since alcohol. To use Cheers,
see, nobody's
just take
brought
2 to
up
4
the past
capsules after your
purchases
last
thing.
drink or before bed. If you don't feel at least 50,
which I'm surprised about,
back, no questions asked. To order Cheers, simply visit cheershealth.com.
You are surprised or you're not
and use
surprised?
I'm surprised.
Me too.
Yeah, that if I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess I would. I'm not ashamed of anything you would find on my Amazon account or my wife's Amazon account.
No, but I think it's kind of like the privacy thing, right?
Yeah.
Keeping your employees and customers safe. Cintas has the products and services you need to feel prepared. Our Cintas technicians can apply our disinfectant and sanitizer spray throughout your facility. Our Ultra Clean service for restrooms uses a sanitizer effective against certain germs, bacteria, and viruses. And we'll help you stay well stocked with hand sanitizer, face masks, and essential PPE. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
At CDW, we get that migrating your business to a hyper-converged infrastructure is challenging.
Like me switching to decaf. Gotta do it, don't want to do it, but gotta do it.
Whoa, slow down, friend. CDW's experts can help you simplify the transition from legacy to hyper-converged infrastructure with Dell Technologies solutions that offer speed and agility.
Do it, do it. Have you done it? Is it done yet? Why isn't it done yet?
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Dell Tech.
All right, yeah. We'll get back to that before I'll break it like 51 or so. We can talk about that. Close the hour. I don't understand it either.
Dealing with the root of the issues. It's the second level. Presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eitan Shander.
I think definitely there will be a football season this year. The real question is, will there be fans in the stadium? Well, that was Stephen Ross this morning, the Miami Dolphins owner, on CNBC. And that's coupled with a report that came out. It wasn't necessarily even a report so much as NBC Sports relaying the words of Troy Vincent, former Philadelphia Eagle. Troy Vincent, executive vice president now of football operations. He told NBC Sports straight up, the NFL fully intends on staging games in front of packed stadiums, quote, until the medical community tells us otherwise. However, he does caution, quote, remember, we're talking about August, September, so there's a lot that can happen here. Stephen Ross says it this morning. Troy Vincent backs it up and pushes it a little further towards the center of the table last night. And now we have, looking at all over the country, constant videos that pop up from people that you know and Floyd Mayweather to people that you have no idea who they are walking up and down an Atlantic City or Ocean City, Maryland boardwalk. It looks as if things are back to normal until we're told otherwise as a result of data, like spikes, like worsening of cases, things that we don't want to see. Now, it wouldn't be a jump or a shock if we got that data coming in over the next couple of weeks as a result of what we've seen over the weekend. and the long weekend that started because we've been quarantined and working at home, if you're still working, hopefully, since like Thursday. So, yes, from bars, clubs, to beaches, boardwalks, to an empty lot up in North Philadelphia that made news last night because 250 people went out to an empty lot, hired a DJ, hired 2 security guards. And, of course, 2 people ruined it from the rest of everybody because they got into a fight. Cops were called. And then this thing went viral, much like the Floyd Mayweather in the club in Arizona went viral, much like the videos in Houston, much like the videos in OCMD, much like the videos in Atlantic City, much like the videos in California. Wherever it is, we've seen videos of people out and about doing stuff. Not Ace Speedway, the NASCAR opening, nothing. No masks, nothing like that. And this is not a judgmental statement because I don't know what's going to happen. I can't tell you what's going to happen. Data could come back and say, man, we lucked out. Data could come back and say, we can return. Stadiums are open. You survive the beach. You can survive Lincoln Financial Field. You can survive a stadium. The NFL, don't mistake what the NFL is doing. And Troy Vincent said it more so than Stephen Ross. Stephen Ross says, and if you want to further the quote, right now, today, we're planning to have fans in the stadium. But I think the NFL is looking at and is very flexible so that we will be able to start on time and bring that entertainment that is so needed for all of us in this country. It's really difficult to separate what we've been seeing on social media and the news from what we're hearing from sports personalities, people in and around sports. Troy Vincent, Stephen Ross. You want to add Charles Barkley? Go ahead and do it. He was on the Paul Feinbaum show. Quote, we're going to make a decision in the next week. I'm 100% sure we're going to play. I know my friends in Major League Baseball are going to play. I think that Hockey League is going to play. Barkley continued citing his sources. I do know this. Talking to my bosses at Turner, we're going to play basketball. It's just going to be in Florida. That's the Keith Smith idea. And Vegas or just Florida. There is no indication whatsoever in our society, even from America's favorite TV doctor to America's least favorite person on TV, given dresses and everything else. Nothing. No extremes between the two have indicated that sports won't return. In fact, one of the most heavily quarantined states, one state that was hit and decimated in the north part and not so much at all in the southern part, has now reopened for sports teams in New Jersey. So the Governor Murphy has allowed now sports teams to resume practicing, which is gigantic. And you can look at it maybe one of 2 ways or 2 ways that kind of melt together. First, there is enough data. Hopefully, I am just hoping that this is factoring into the decision. That there is enough data, there is enough in front of him that says, okay, we can allow individual workouts, we can allow teams to come back, we can allow scrimmages, we can now allow interaction between smaller groups, that being players, NFL, NBA, MLB, players. That's the first thing, is you would hope it's motivated by health and data and science. The second is we know there's no hope here about it. This is a fact. We know they're motivated by money. We know they're motivated by empty training facilities and teams that the state is very familiar with and roots for. Remember, Southern Jersey is essentially Philadelphia. Northern Jersey is New York City. So all of those Jets and Giants fans can't just be in Long Island. It's not just Jake Asman and his community that's supporting the Giants or Jets in Jake's stance. There are plenty of people in North Jersey. There are plenty of people all the way down to Trenton that are diehard, loyal Jets and Giants fans because they play in their state. But you heard rumors about, well, the Jets and Giants can just move up to New York. They could just travel up to Orchard Park and hang out with the Bills if need be. And I can tell you this, the Sixers are getting antsy as well because the Sixers have this multi-million-dollar training facility that they built up in Camden, New Jersey, which is literally steps from the bridge, right over the Ben Franklin Bridge. And that is still connected to New Jersey. So while other teams are gearing up, individual workouts are allowed where you can in states return to some sense of work or normalcy. Sixers on the southern part, Jets, Giants, northern part, looking around like, okay, we're going to have to go. We're going to have to get out. You remember how fast things turned around in California? Two big threats to California. First, Elon Musk. Now, he was a squeaky wheel, but he was upset because all of his competitors up in Michigan were allowed to go back to work and do what he wanted. Regardless of whether the practice was right or wrong by Musk, he threatened to bounce. That right there was a key indicator that money would be lost. And oh, by the way, all three football teams are rumored to be playing and practicing, at least, if not playing, in Las Vegas. Huge revenue loss. So you work around it. You may not be ready to open up a highly dense population, an area that has a ton of people, but if it means not losing a ton of money, then you reopen the stadiums. Is there any doubt right now? Let's start there. Is there any doubt right now that outside of all the bureaucracy and the nonsense that's going to be figured out, Major League Baseball doesn't return? That the NBA does not return? NHL and NFL? I mean, think about it. We would have to have, and I'm not hoping or praying for this. In fact, I'm hoping and praying for the opposite based on what I've seen throughout social media over the weekend. But we would have to have major setbacks, specifically in areas that have reopened. Whether or not you believe the numbers that have come out, whether or not you think they're fudged or not, it would have to be significant setbacks to where we would almost be back to a second surge in hospitals, one that we as a country successfully flattened, the surge, of course. But that would be it, I would think, right? That would be it. Now, I'm being asked on Twitch, Ron, by Chicken170 if I can name one NBA player.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, Chicken170. Now, I got excited when I heard the name because I thought he was coming
Me
to
too.
chime in about flicking chicken. But
Me too.
You have to name one NBA player.
Does James Harden still play in the NBA?
No, he does not. He retired before COVID.
Hold on a second now. That was my go-to.
I know.
If I can't go, wait a second. If I can't go Harden, all right,
Can't go
name
Harden.
one player. And I thought Harden. Now I can't.
Harden's done.
What
the
about
beard? The beard still plays,
But
The
Harden
man-
is out.
The man behind the beard, he's out. He's done for the year.
The only other guy I know is Theo Ratliff. Is he still in the league?
Of course.
Okay. See,
You're safe.
I passed the test. I was hoping for a flicking chicken reference myself, man.
That's why I got
Unbelievable.
excited when you said, chicken. Was it Chicken 101?
170.
Well, see, he needs to be 101 because he needs to go back to school.
Yeah, see, absolutely. I love it, man. Culver
NBA.
School in the Stream.
Come on, kids.
Fantastic.
If you're going to come with something like that, make it harder. I would understand if you said, can you name one cricket player, Eitan?
No.
Yeah, see, that's more like it.
Right.
How about one Australian rules football player, Eitan?
How about John Smith?
Probably right. I have no
See?
clue.
There has to be one John Smith.
Pick the most Australian name possible. And
I don't
go with
even.
it.
What would be an Australian name? What was Crocodile Dundee's name?
Mick Dundee.
Yeah, but isn't Mickey? It's Mickey.
Mickey? No.
Mick was short for Mickey, right?
I have no idea what Mick was short for.
Oh,
Maybe that is Mickey.
M-I-C-K Dundee, right? Crocodile Dundee was
Yep.
Mick. I guess it was his first name, M-I-C-K. I thought it
Then,
was short for Mick. Isn't
Then a
Mick
lot of
short for
times-
Mickey?
Then a lot of times you got to throw like weird names in there. Like you got, how about this Rod Larver?
Yeah, I could see that.
I know he's Australian.
I could see that.
The tennis center in Melbourne's named after him.
Not Culver, but Larver.
Larver.
Right.
Then there's Yolan Gulagong.
Okay.
She was a tennis player.
Well, I mean, we have, isn't Mel Gibson, right?
Mel Gibson.
Paul Hogan is actually Crocodile Dundee's
Hogan.
name. But
Yes.
that doesn't sound Australian to me.
No.
Maybe I'm just so ignorant
No,
of
we
what an
could
Australian name.
spout those names off as Australian rules football players. No one would know.
Nobody. Paul Hogan
What
is a
about,
beast.
wasn't there an NBA player who was from Australia?
Andrew Bogut comes to mind.
There you go.
See, we just nailed two. That was a 2-for-1. We gave you a NBA player and we gave you an Australian name.
Yeah, but we must not name the one.
No, that's true. We didn't. All right. Here's the thing. This question on Twitter, this poll question about which you would rather leave open or what's worse to have left open, your social media account or your Amazon page. Everybody has answered social media, but there's something that hasn't been mentioned or even referenced that's kind of baffling Ron and I. So let's close the hour with that. Again, at Shander Show, at Ron Culver. You can get on Twitch as our buddy Chicken did, twitch.tv/Shander Show. It's the second level.
Into the night.
Ernie Johnson, the host of the NBA on TNT, joins us right now. Ernie, so there seems to be a lot of pushing and pulling from different sides around the NBA on whether or not to get this thing going again. Do you feel that that's going to happen?
Well, I mean, if there's pushing and pulling in the NBA, it's just a reflection of the society that we're living in now, too, because you see states, some are opening things back up quicker than others are, and others are exercising more caution. And so I think it's the same way with the NBA. I mean, you're dealing with 30 NBA cities, and the rules aren't the same for everybody. So it makes it impossible, Tony, to say, oh, yeah, well, it looks like things are right on track to start playing again on this date. And I've said it since day one. If you're going to go back to work on this, if this season is going to resume, man, you better be pretty darn sure that this is safe and you won't have to worry. And to me, you can't do that yet, certainly. And I don't know if we will see a resumption of the season.
Into the Night with Tony Bruno and Harry Mays. Weeknights at 10 Eastern.
Wake up call! And one of the things I do like about Rodgers that is not like other quarterbacks in this league.
Hey, we don't
even
have any
veterans
deal with
in this
Pizza
league who
Hut,
tend
do
to
we?
not speak their mind. Rodgers speaks his mind.
No, what?
About this, about this.
So they're celebrating 2020 by
Of a
giving away
13 and 3 team that was a win away
500,000
from the
free
Super Bowl.
pizzas.
So, gone. That's a fun weekend.
That's a miserable Monday, though.
Yeah,
Just
I
sitting on
think
the
so.
toilet.
Wake Up Call with Tony D and Ron Culver. Weekday mornings. Pushing the Odds with Matt Perrault.
Tim Brando on Twitter.
Is that
to follow
really
him,
what you'd
joining us
want
on the
for a
progressive guest line? People are saying without
graduation
students
gift?
on campus, you can't play college.
What? Pizza?
Yeah.
Inserting foot.
No,
Mark Emmert
Pizza
has no
Hut.
jurisdiction.
No, but you said, what's a graduation gift?
It looks like they're giving away
Won by the
500,000
Universities of Georgia and
medium
Oklahoma that
one-topping
forced the
pizzas.
NCAA out of the financial realm of college football. It's like the guy in the California system making this sweeping statement about nothing but online classes later in the year, and he's making the decision with data in May. These guys that just want to see their names in print, making bold decisions that they don't have to make, they illustrate what happens with misuse of power. And the real leaders are doing the right things behind the scenes, and they'll make their splash when the time comes. And I'm telling you, I think that time will be sometime next month.
Pushing the Odds with Matt Perrault. Weekday afternoons from 1 to 4 Eastern on SB Nation Radio. Pharrell.
Coast to coast! I do Pharrell coast to coast on SB Nation from 4 to 6 Eastern. It's my Sports Grid show. I know you love it. I'm talking to the coolest people in sports, unique characters, you name it, I bring it to you. Wait to get a load of me when I'm on at 7 p.m.
Okay.
where I show you how much of an in-game.
No, I was saying later to Jake.
Oh, he's just still there?
State Farm, man. He puts in the extra hours.
Unbelievable, man.
Came in wearing his red shirt and khakis.
Really?
No, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. You tell him to close out his social?
Scratching the
Yeah, he put it on his laptop, so
Gotcha.
he probably leaves it open.
Get mortgage by Quicken Loans. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eitan Shander.
We gave you Flickin' Chicken at the start of the hour. Should close out before we get to this poll question real quick with the 6 die that make up these giant dice. And you can do a bunch with them, Ron. You can play Yahtzee, which is essentially Yahtzee, but with big versions of die.
No.
Farkle, and 20 other games.
Farkle?
Yes, Yard Farkle, bowling, or even a friend. You could play craps on your
Well,
lawn.
that's what I was going for.
There you go. They're all sealed to withstand the elements and guaranteed to never split, crack, twist, or warp. The only downside is you can't play giant Jenga.
Whatever happened to good, fun, wholesome games like lawn darts?
Well, we'll get to that. though. I think that there's a newer version.
Did you ever play that as a kid? I mean, I'm talking the OG version, not the rubbered end version.
Well, Flickin' Chicken is an updated New World version of it, is it not?
It is. But lawn darts, that was, I mean, God.
You'd have high arc on it, right?
Oh, you just toss that puppy up in the air,
Yep.
and then I guess hopefully it landed in the circle sometime. I honestly don't remember the dart ever really landing. I just remember
Just
tossing
it up
around,
as high as you can, yeah.
and just seeing what happened. I don't think I ever played the game, which is like, let's see how far we can bury this in the ground.
No, but it was just, that was the fun of it. Yeah, just throw it up as high as you can. And
I can't believe that toy passed inspection, by the way.
not anymore, I don't think.
No, not anymore.
No,
but
in the Nerf world that we live in, no way.
That was a serious metal tip.
Absolutely.
I mean, it wasn't pointy. So let's be real. It wasn't a needle.
No, but you could hurt somebody if it was gravity.
You could dent a car. You could break some windows.
Absolutely. You might leave a mark on somebody's forehead if it came down. All right, so here's the question. Why aren't people, and I don't know this, I don't know if you do either, but I'll read you a response to my question about social media. Marco Sands tweets, I'd say social media, people are creeps, could do something to actually harm you personally, specifically appropriate you and the account without you knowing. You'll get notified of whatever they buy on Amazon and you can cancel it right away and secure it. Why isn't anybody bringing up the past purchases as something that they would want to stay away from? If you have nothing to hide on your social media, like you've never tweeted anything that you thought hit under the radar or would be something along those lines, isn't that an issue? And I don't know why I haven't seen anybody raise that point about, no, I don't want anybody to see my past purchases. You saw that too, and I don't know why. Do you have any answer to it?
No, I don't know if I would. I guess because my social media is tame. You know, are we still in that childish game of like, oh, my buddy left his Facebook open, watch what I'm going to put on his Facebook status? I think we're past those things, right?
Yes, I would think so too. But again, people must be really confident in what they've bought from Amazon. And you can buy some shady stuff on Amazon, man.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Or maybe they're just okay with it. Maybe there isn't anything that they feel would be harmful. You screenshot a tweet from 3 years ago and it's like, oh man, I forgot to delete that. You screenshot the size of your pants. I guess it's not as bad.
If business, pleasure, or sports fandom takes you to Houston, Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, or San Antonio, check out CultureMap.com to get the scoop on the local favorites. From the best restaurants, bars, pubs, and clubs to the biggest sights and sounds each city has to offer, Culture Map has it all. Just head over to CultureMap.com. The expert team personally reviews and visits each spot to make sure you get the best experience. And if you're coming back, sign up for free Culture Map updates at CultureMap.com.
Wake up call.
I would say this too. If you're going to do the Peyton Manning challenge, do it after the Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Tom Brady.
Right.
event.
Right.
That
Absolutely.
way you get the behind the scenes scoop. Like, okay, what's Tiger really like?
I'll tell you what, man, Tiger does not shut up. That whole time we were playing, Tiger could not stop talking the whole time. I think I talk a lot. Tiger talks. That would be great.
Yeah.
I would be totally into that.
Did Phil just walk around flexing all the time?
Phil thinks
All right, I'll be right
he's good. Nobody loves Phil than Phil. Like, if you've got that information, that'd be gold. Like, I like Phil, but I don't like Phil as much as Phil likes Phil. You know what I mean? I had my fill of Phil after hole 3. How about that? That would be great. That's worth $500,000.
Oh, easily.
Wake Up Call with Tony D and Ron Culver. Weekday mornings. Game time decisions.
What's up, everybody? I am Gabriel Morency inviting you. No, I'm not inviting you. I'm telling you. Join me and the Raging Redhead Cam Stewart weekdays at 6 Eastern as we throw it down on the loudest station in the nation, SB Nation Radio. It's Game Time Decisions with Gabriel Morency and the Raging Redhead Cam Stewart. Weekdays at 6 Eastern on SB Nation Radio. Bring it.
Game Time Decisions with Gabe Morency and Cam Stewart. Weekdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. The second level. The second level.
The first, and I can't get it out of my head, Tony's Fauci is awful. I think I've heard Tony do other impressions. I've heard him do voices, if you will. And they're all great. They're all on the level. But I don't know. There's something about that Fauci that's really off. This is the dueling Faucis here.
That the idea of having treatments available to facilitate the reentry of students into the fall term would be something that would be a bit of a bridge too far.
Or
we may never be able to shake hands ever again. It's more like if you have two people in a room, it's better if one of them leaves.
Tony's Fauci sounds like what the real Fauci would sound like if he were yelling. The real Fauci sounds like he's been yelling at the president for the last 8 hours.
The second level, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. This is the Big E Sports Show on SB Nation Radio.
Hi, this is Elissa Walker Campbell, host of the Big E Sports Show that airs every Friday night from 8 to 10 Eastern right here at SB Nation Radio. Every week we promise to deliver the biggest and best in sports and go beyond the X's and O's. Some of our guests include Dick Vermeil, Tony Dungy, Dan Reeves, and Rick Carlisle. We've always got you covered.
Hear the Big E Sports Show every Friday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on SB Nation Radio.
Wake up call. It's really weird how gambling is now embraced and everyone acts like they never hated it or bothered by it before.
You know what else is getting that same love? Weed.
Same thing.
For years it was taboo, and now we get to that point like, it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. Same thing with gambling.
Which my state will legalize it.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of people doing this. Okay, all right, we know.
Wake Up Call with Tony D and Ron Culver. Weekday mornings. Into the night.
Here with Phil Simms into the night. All right, Phil, where's the 30 for 30 on Phil Simms and Bill Parcells?
No, the Bill Parcells era with the Giants
exactly.
would be fascinating.
How can that not be a 30 for 30, Bill?
Well, one, it's a new world or an old world back then, so there's not video much of anything, and especially our interactions during practice. So his favorite, I always say this, played under Bill Parcells for 8 years. Of course, we had great success. And when he retired, I had to come home and check my birth certificate to see if my first name began with a P or an F. Because for 8 years, I was F and Sims. F and Sims. It never ended.
You can spell Phil with an F. You know, the
Pizza Hut buffet is long gone, bro. Come on, man.
You should just write FS, so like Lawrence Taylor does LP.
Is there a place that still exists?
He goes FS.
I doubt it.
I thought I heard you say
Does
that.
Pizza Hut still even have restaurants?
Tony Bruno and Harry Mays. Weeknights
Like the
at 10
sit-down
Eastern.
restaurants where somebody would come and take your order.
Pharrell.
Coast to coast.
You know SB Nation's taking over the world, right?
I think those are gone.
It's Pharrell
I think
here
those have
from
been gone
Sports
before
Grid. Here's
COVID,
what
to be
happened.
honest.
They signed
Maybe there was like
Pharrell
one
coast to
left,
coast.
right? Like a blockbuster
Morency
holding
game
out that
time
lone
decision,
blockbuster.
Put it on from 4 to 7 East, and then everybody else in our path. What we're doing is we're destroying them,
Total, complete, absolute annihilation.
and it's a lot of fun.
This is gonna be good.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now when they matter most.
Rocket
Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. And MLS number 3030.
Set your system's volume control for slightly above the normal listening level.
Let's go. Second level thinking is defined as looking beyond the easy, obvious conclusions.
You got to do some smart thinking.
Welcome to the second level. A Gal Media property in partnership with Jacob Media, where we go beyond the box score. Presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Rocket Mortgage is with you every step of the way. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's your host, Eitan Shander.
Well, I think we found one of the most innovative yet ridiculously stupid, and I think those two can coexist, methods of cheating. And you have to expand your mind because the days of Lance Armstrong or Barry Bonds and anything else that we're used to, Tom Brady, That's over. Now, as we are already in a world where we're crediting audio from Fortnite, it would make sense that as professional athletes begin to do more and more esports, and I mean specifically like a NASCAR driver, or in this case, somebody driving in Formula One, e-racing picked up, and it was gigantic when the pandemic kind of was at full strength and we didn't know what was going to happen and if any live sports were going to return. Then you had NASCAR venture into the world of e-racing. Well, that's going to continue and only get bigger. But the ridiculously dumb part of it comes from the event that this driver, Daniel Abt, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, ABT, was suspended from the Audi Formula E team for cheating in. It was a charity esports event over the weekend. Disqualified from the online race, ordered to pay £10,000 to the charity after it emerged that Daniel organized for a professional gamer to race under his name in the official esports race. And the beauty of it is how he got nailed. Now, he issued an apology. His ringer, pro gamer Lorenz Horzig, was disqualified from all future rounds of the separate challenge grid competition. And rival drivers, this is what got him, rival drivers had been suspicious about Daniel's performance during the race, with a Mercedes driver raising concerns on his Twitch feed. It's like, dude, you can't be one of the worst in the game. Like, you can't be known for being really bad with the sticks and then all of a sudden come out and shoot 7 under par. Something is going to raise concerns. Like, you got nailed because you shot too high.
Did you know online alcohol sales have more than tripled since March? Yep, drinking from home is at an all-time high. And Cheers is here to help fight those pesky hangovers. Whether you drink a little or a lot, Cheers is designed to reduce alcohol's negative effects and help you feel better the next day. It works by neutralizing the toxins that affect your liver and replacing the vitamins you lose when you drink alcohol. No more waking up with headaches or nausea after a night of drinking. It's the best thing to happen to alcohol since alcohol. To use Cheers, just take 2 to 4 capsules after your last drink or before bed. If you don't feel at least 50% better the next day, you'll get your money back. No questions asked. To order Cheers, simply visit cheershealth.com/radio and use promo code radio10 at checkout. You'll get $10 off your next order and at least 50% off your next hangover. That's cheershealth.com/radio, promo code radio10. See Cheers to brighter mornings. Your liver will thank you.
Your employees and customers have new expectations when it comes to cleanliness. Cintas has the products and services you need to feel prepared. A trained Cintas technician can apply disinfectant and sanitizer spray to common surfaces. And we'll keep you well stocked with gloves, face masks, hand sanitizer, and disinfectant wipes, professional cleaning supplies, and PPE. Just a few ways Cintas can help you keep your business safe. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows. So when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.375%, APR 3.59%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
You're going on a trip, but where are you going to stay? How much will it cost? Well, it'll cost less by booking on besthotelrates.com. BestHotelRates.com works with all the top hotels in the country while delivering you great hotel and room choices for the best prices. Why wait? Go to BestHotelRates.com, enter your email address, and start shopping for your next hotel room. BestHotelRates.com. It's in the name. BestHotelRates.com.
scratching beneath the surface. It's The Second Level, presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eitan Shander.
We have a guy here in Philly, Dubby, who won the 2017 Madden Bowl. Fantastic. And you have to be ridiculously good at that game to win the Madden Bowl. In fact, we had a story that Ron brought up in Fake News that was real, where the winner of, I think it was the most recent Madden Bowl, was up and dominating competition so much he didn't even throw the football in the final game that he won. I mean, these people are insanely good at video games. So, of course, something is going to be up. It's e-racing. Daniel Abt did not have the pedigree, did not have the street cred to pull off the race in which he did in this charity event. It would be like Mike Trout going up against Bryce Harper in some MLB The Show home run derby. And instead of it being Harper and Trout, Harper goes out and gets one of the best MLB The Show guys. Or take your pick, whatever sport it may be. Instead of it actually being Lamar Jackson versus Dak Prescott in a Madden game, Madden once and for all, winner take all, huge, and it was the charity on top of that. Come on. For a charity event, wouldn't you rather risk this for when it really counts your record and there's some bigger money at stake? You wound up making the donation $10,000. Wouldn't you think? You see the story and it's like, save that. Now, I don't know, maybe this is something he was doing when they were heavily e-racing as well, but it looked like, based on the criteria that was applied to him and not really meeting the expectations, I'd say the expected result, and then matching that, of course, with the fact that he blew everybody away, it doesn't seem as if he was doing this before. It doesn't seem as if he was doing this at least consistently, because so many people were shocked at how tight he was hugging these turns. Come on. For a charity event on top of it, you want to add insult. That's just cutting this wound open and pouring a pound of salt into it. Save that for a real race. Save that for when you have to do whatever big leg it is in the Formula E race challenge. There's 50, 60, maybe $100,000, $200,000. There's large money. And, you get to keep that money. It's not like you're winning money for charity. Now, I guess the opposite side of this, as we've torched Daniel Abt now for 6 minutes, rightfully so, the opposite side of this could be, and you always have to hear both sides, right? Or all sides, if you will, is that Daniel is such a philanthropist, that Daniel has such a huge heart when it comes to charity, to a fault. He really, really wanted to win this event so that he could be the face of giving back, and he could be there ensuring that all of the money was going to the right people, benefiting, and all the proceeds to the right people that of needy causes. And it would not be some evil human being, somebody that didn't deserve to be represented. I know that driver. He's fake. He's not who he really is on social. He's not who he really is on TV. Maybe that's it. Maybe he just thought to himself, the only way I could truly make sure that I win and I can get my message of charity and philanthropy across to the world is if I really make sure that I win this event. And then his team is like, well, I just don't think that's going to happen. What do you think, man? I mean, you haven't been placing, you haven't been doing anything. How the heck are you going to win this? Don't worry. I've got a plan. We'll leave you with this. The Audi Formula E team is run by Audi tuning and motorsports specialist Abt Sportsline. Yes, that's the same last name as the driver nailed for cheating in the charity event, because it's owned by Abt's father. Now that is a tail whooping in its own right. First, you have to face your dad. You're humiliated now. This is an ESPN front page story. You're humiliated. You've humiliated your family. Even if they don't work in your sport, your family is now humiliated. On top of that, your boss is your dad. Oof. This kid really should have thought this one through. I don't know what is the end game for this. What is the end game? He did not drive his car in qualifying and the race at the 5th event of the Race at Home Challenge on May 23rd, but let a professional sim racer do so. That's the statement from Audi. And his dad. Unbelievable. Immediate effect. Good luck getting back. At Shander Show, twitch.tv/Shander Show. You can get us on the line, 800-224-2004. We'll hit fake news coming up in 8 minutes. Big story coming out from Major League Baseball. Jeff Passan on ESPN this morning said, this is the week. We already knew this was the week. We knew that there was money at stake. We knew that that was the crux of the issue that both sides were trying to get past, which is how much money will the owners still make and how little money will the players lose. That's really what it comes down to right now. This seems to be the week in which we'll get a decision. And we now get further confirmation that the NFL is business as usual. That the NFL, from Stephen Ross's comments this morning on CNBC to Troy Vincent on NBC Sports over the weekend, it's all the same. And nothing has changed. It's just reinforced. The only difference is that Stephen Ross, Troy Vincent, even Charles Barkley talking about 100% sure the NBA season will resume. The only difference is that it's now coupled, it's now married with a ton of videos that have popped out over the weekend, to where it's really difficult to think right now that we can get back to where we were, unless, of course, there is some major reason, some major push from a scientific data level in which it mandates us to stay back or go back home. Right now, it seems as if people are fully willing to embrace A, being out and about, and B, not doing it with any type of precautionary method. You didn't even see like the bandanas, the stuff that they tell you don't even wear because it doesn't even work. It's just detrimental, probably hurt more than it helps. Nothing. Saw this video of Ocean City, Maryland, the boardwalk. Apparently, one of the TV stations felt the need to send an, quote, investigative reporter. Guy was walking up and down the strip, the boardwalk, with his iPhone. And you saw hundreds, 1,000 people up and down, jammed in, just sitting, walking, talking like nothing. Clubs. Floyd Mayweather video popped up. There was a nightclub in Houston that came out. Other beaches, other area, NASCAR, the Ace Super Speedway, just full. Not even social distance. And remember, we have been told by top doctors, we've been told by top people in sports, don't prepare at all to be in the stadium. Don't. And if you do at some point late in the calendar year, prepare to sit 3 or 4 seats apart from people. That's not evident right now in our society. It's a major contradiction. Even the belief right now that Stephen Ross still has, which is we're hoping to put fans in the stadium. Will there be fans in the stadium? That's what the question that he was quoted asking. It seems like a long shot right now that there wouldn't be fans in the stadium. And look, I'm not demanding it. I'm not even asking for it. What I'm saying is right now in our country, and I hate to use social media as a barometer for anything, so I won't. I'll just use it as a glimpse, as an eye. And you can double it down with news reports as well that are coming both nationally and wherever you live locally. So it's not just 3 or 4 Twitter accounts per se that are trying to aim it at a house party in Chicago or a bunch of people on a boardwalk in Ocean City, New Jersey, or Maryland. It's everywhere. It's all over. It's people that look much different from each other in groups of themselves or groups of people that look different. You can't pinpoint this on one group, on one demo, nothing like that. Everybody in the country seems to be willing in their own way to partake in just getting the heck out of the house. At what cost? At what risk? We won't know yet. But I can tell you this, it's going to be really difficult for fans to accept a reality 2 months from now where they've been out and about doing whatever the heck they want at the beaches, at clubs, on Tinder, whatever it may be. and then being told it's not safe for you to be in a stadium. It's not safe for you to be in an arena. That's going to be one for the ages to see that battle play out. And we'll have to see what America's Top TV Doc and others say about this as data comes in, because that's going to be a huge factor for the leagues to use. And remember, a strip in Ocean City, being out at a parking lot, you don't have the same liability as you do for an arena or a sports stadium. But it is a major contradiction, this fear and doubt versus what we've already seen. The only thing we're missing right now is data. Fake news next on The Second Level.
Headed to Texas to watch your team play, but don't know where to go for that pregame drink? Visit CultureMap.com for all of the hottest spots in Houston, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, and San Antonio. From the most popular bars to those favorite dine-in gems, Culture Map has it all. Then before you leave town, why not visit some of the best places to shop or see some of the sights? Culture Map has extensive coverage on all the things to do in the city you're in. So check out CultureMap.com. That's CultureMap.com.
Wake up call.
When my son goes down to Gainesville to go to the University of Florida, my advice to him will be, do not be Florida man.
Tom Brady was only there for a week.
Right.
And he's done two things now where he's Florida man.
It's something that just comes over people and they're like,
is it the water?
wow.
Is it the sunshine? My question to you, Father, is if he starts to become that, do you pull him out?
That's a good question. That's where I might have to sit with my wife and go, look, he's putting toothpicks in light sockets. He's walking around with an open umbrella during a lightning storm. We have to sit down and reassess his post-high school education.
He's walking into people's houses thinking it was his professor.
He's right. Yeah, right. Exactly.
We can't have this.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned.
Throwing footballs in a park that's closed.
It's closed. Wrestling alligators. I don't want you doing that. Or petting alligators. Whatever. Don't do any of these Florida man things. I'm just afraid it's in the water.
Wake Up Call with Tony D and Ron Culver. Weekday mornings.
Hey, everybody. RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com, your home for the best Dallas Cowboys coverage on the web. And did you know that we have a podcast feed? The Blogging the Boys podcast feed has daily episodes breaking down the latest and greatest in the world of America's team. We have multiple shows, multiple analysts, including a Super Bowl winner. Two-time Super Bowl champion Tony Casillas is part of our rotation, and we want to make sure you are as well. We're available on Apple, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts. So don't miss out. Subscribe to the Blogging the Boys podcast feed today.
Pushing the odds with Matt Perrault.
Joe Theismann here on Pushing the Odds. How has quarantine life been for you?
Probably the most important word that we can all consider is patience with everybody. I know everybody's sort of going stir crazy. I mean, let's face it. This is something we're not used to as a society. We move quite rapidly, but now we're forced to sort of reevaluate the important things in life. And I think it's good in that regard. Matt, I've said this for a long time. If you have your health, you have wealth. Wealth has nothing to do with what your bank account looks like. If you have your health, then you are a very wealthy person. Now it's important that we understand that you want to be able to keep social distancing so that everybody can stay healthy. And the more we can practice that, every day that we can practice that, every day we can buy a day for the scientists to be able to come up with a cure or a vaccine, it's a day closer to having this craziness end. And life will never be the same.
Pushing the Odds with Matt Perrault. Weekday afternoons from 1 to 4 Eastern on SB Nation Radio.
So, can I ask you a question?
Fake news with Ron. With all the fake news out there,
Don't believe those lies.
it's on Shander to give it to you straight. 3 stories, but only one is fake. It's
true. I know it's a weird thought, but it's true.
Can Shander spot the fraud? Here's Ron Culver.
God, I hope he can't spot the fraud today.
Well, look,
I think
you
I'm
do a
making
good
it
job
too
of
easy
spotting the
today.
fraud every day. You work with them.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm talking about me, Tony, not you. I don't want to be on the morning show again.
Hey, why you got to throw? Why you can't bring out the ring Tony or two?
I'm preemptively saying it's not
I
anybody or
understand.
Jake or anybody else. That's
I was
all.
going to say we can just throw Jake under the bus.
Well, I could, but I feel
Between
bad.
you and me.
Jake is back now. It's like his second week. He's still fired up and everything. I don't want,
It's his second week, but he hasn't made it to the second level.
Well, no, not many do, including me, of course. It's just a goal. All right, I'm sorry. You ready? Name 3 blonde actresses. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Lucille Ball. She's still blonde, right?
Wait, I said name 3 blonde actresses, not one NBA player, Ron.
Oh, sorry. Lucille Ball, that's the mother of Lonzo Ball, right?
Absolutely right.
Yeah, I thought so.
And LaMelo.
And LaMelo?
Absolutely.
What about LiAngelo?
Up for debate.
We just call him Jello for short.
We need a Maury Povich test on that one.
Jello. Jello.
I told you my mom was on Maury Povich, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
She was not a name your father contestant.
It was not. She was a first panel, like first row expert. All right, let's get to fake news. I apologize.
No, that'd be awesome though. Story number 1. The Blue Wahoos Stadium, home to the Pensacola Blue Wahoos, a Twins AA affiliate.
Okay.
Is currently listed on Airbnb for $1,500 per night.
The stadium.
The stadium, as you could stay there with you and up to 9 of your buddies, 10 guests total.
So I assume that, is there a hotel built in, or there are like 10 suites with beds available?
No, they got some bunk beds available.
Bunk
and
beds?
They have some mattresses available.
What are those beds that are called that pull out of the wall to save room?
Murphy beds?
Yeah, well, not paying $1,500 a night to sleep in a Murphy bed.
Well, it's not per person.
Well, so 10 people, $150 each.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. How big can those rooms really be? They're
Yeah, you
not
got
big.
full access of everything
Of
around
what?
there.
You ever been in
Of
one of those
the-
suites? It's like, popcorn, chicken, and onion rings.
Sometimes, it all depends on what suite you're in. I was in a decent sized suite one time.
You wouldn't live in that suite or stay a night in that suite, would you?
I think I would stay at night in that suite. But these guys are more down in the locker room area.
Okay, so are you underground? I wouldn't want to be underground in one of those stadiums.
I don't know if it's underground. That's a weird thought, but yeah, Blue Wahoo Stadium. Why would you want to stay there? Looks fun.
I just feel like there's better use of my money. Well, what do I have? I have free reign. Can I take BP? Can I do a bunch of different stuff on the field?
You can do anything you want. Well, I guess within reason, I should say, not anything you want.
Right, like you can't go to the bathroom and the pitching mound, something like that.
Exactly. Well, it depends on if you're drunk enough, I guess.
I guess you're right.
No, they said, you can have an unbeatable birthday bash, stage a corporate retreat, even hold your bachelor party there, which I think that would be probably the route to go, is having your bachelor party inside of a stadium.
Where would you have the entertainment? Would you have it in the infield, the outfield?
This is maybe this is foregoing that type of entertainment.
Don't you need something like that, though, to really make... Is it a bachelor party if there isn't a dancer?
Yes.
Okay. I ask. I have one coming
Yeah.
up. All right.
Yeah.
Story one.
Yeah, just don't be disappointed. It's a lot more fun.
I'm sure I'll be disappointed regardless.
It's a lot more fun, but
no, there's not going to be any stripper
it's
for my
not
bachelor party.
needed.
No, I'm
for
42.
a bachelor party to be had.
Right.
So
I just figure maybe on the pitching mound. I don't know. Okay. That's believable.
Sticking with the theme of vacation rentals, Jason Voorhees. You remember him, right?
Voorhees?
Voorhees.
From Friday
the 13th.
Right.
Well, he has an all-in inclusive all-in package. I'm just going to say it that way.
Wait. What?
You know the all-in challenge?
Yes.
Okay. There's a challenge up there that is to die for.
No.
Yes, it's a 1-week stay at Camp Crystal Lake, a dinner cruise on the lake, and signed hockey masks from some of the cast and crew from the original Friday the 13th.
Now, how much is this going for?
It's a raffle one where you buy tickets in increments of $10.
Okay, so they're raising
like $200 a ticket. I don't know, but it's that all-in challenge that everyone is doing. I guess.
Now, Crystal Lake is a real lake. You know, this,
yeah,
right?
but it's not called Crystal Lake.
No, it's not. It's like Bada Bing wasn't really called
it's
right,
weird,
in The Sopranos.
but the lake I think is called that. To be honest with you,
Bada Bing.
It's something weird.
It's yes.
Yeah,
It's
I gotta
Australia.
look it back up. I didn't know you were going to bring it up, so I got to look it up again, like what the name of this lake.
But
was.
that's what I mean. Like it's a real.
Yeah, it's in New Jersey.
Yes, absolutely. And if you've ever seen, it's like New Jersey is such a weird state. New Jersey has a couple of cities that are pretty big, like Newark, New Jersey, and really right over the bridge in North Jersey has a couple of highly dense populated areas. But then also Jersey has like the Pine Barrens, if you've ever seen that episode of The Sopranos, where it's just miles upon miles of brush and woods and nothing but that. You get lost in there really easy. Jersey, for a state that's really small, Jersey has a lot of different area, topography, if you will. Now, that's fascinating that you would pay to be up there. And
okay, no, it was the lake. I guess the lake is called Crystal Lake.
Yes.
The lake is called Crystal Lake. The camp.
No, not the camp itself, but
yeah,
right. But Crystal Lake is a real. That's why I thought you said that's when the lake is really called is Crystal Lake.
Yeah, no, the lake is really called Crystal Lake. It was the camp that
they made up.
No, the camp, but it's filmed at an actual camp.
Absolutely, everything there is real.
And the camp is called Nobi Bosco.
Nobi Bosco.
Nobi Bosco. It's
Okay.
No-B-Sco.
Okay.
SCO. That's what I thought when you said like you were making some weird names. Like that's what the lake is.
No,
it's the cabins.
No, Bada Bing is really called Satin Dolls. I think Satin Dolls shut down. But all right, that's story 2. Story 3.
Where are we going with that? Satin Dolls.
Well, yes, but I said
missed something.
okay. In The Sopranos.
Oh yeah, okay.
Bada Bing is
Gotcha.
the club, but in real life, Bada Bing is a
Satin
real
Dolls.
club. It's called Satin Dolls. Yeah, I think it shut down though.
That's a
Pre-COVID.
shame.
Yeah, it is a shame.
Story number 3. So there were some boys who intentionally got bitten by a black widow to try to become Spider-Man.
Oh boy, is this a Florida or Alabama story?
Thankfully, not even the United States story.
Wow, we can't even claim this.
No, we didn't. It
What's
was,
happening in the world where we
Bolivia.
can't? Bolivia.
Now,
What is Bolivia to the world? Is Bolivia a Florida or a Bama to the world, or is Bolivia more like a
Well, it's south? It's down there by Argentina and Brazil. Kind of tries to keep the peace between Argentina and Brazil and Chile.
Yeah, but
Kinda
that's the
stuck in-
northern part of the
They're
continent.
They're landlocked.
They are.
Bolivia's landlocked. So
They
I mean,
probably
they're-
got a lot of spillover from the nonsense in Brazil and Argentina,
Probably.
right?
Yep. And constantly worry about Chile being sucked into the ocean because of all the earthquakes.
That's true. That is a very big concern. Now, did anybody actually become Spider-Man as a result of this?
No,
Okay.
unfortunately, they didn't become Spider-Man, but the kids' ages were 12, 10, and 8.
12, 10, and 8.
12, 10, 8.
All in the same family? I wonder.
All in the same family.
So now we know who to blame, their parents.
Probably showing them too much Spider-Man movies. And I also, I think it was only in the
Oh, my
original
goodness.
Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, right? That shows the spider. I don't remember the other ones. Like he already had his powers.
Right. I think you're right on that.
I don't remember
Oh,
him
my
getting bitten. So
What's next? Somebody going into a reactor to try to turn into the Incredible Hulk?
probably, yeah. Maybe messing around with some gamma rays.
Seriously.
I mean, I thought about throwing a metal suit together and just start becoming Iron Man and start flying around.
What would
I think
you
that'd be
need?
fun.
How much iron or like how much magnesium would you need to ingest in order to become Magneto?
Oh.
Like, would you have to turn half of your body into magnesium to be that much of a
At
magnet?
that point, don't you just walk around with magnets in your hands and just go, I'm Magneto?
Yeah, but you're going to be found out. That's like that driver, man, hiring a pro to e-race for him. You're going to get found out. People are going to be like, wait a second, Ron Culver now is have magnetic abilities? This guy walked around as the opposite, as a base for years, and now he's a magnet? I don't know if you could pass that. I know there aren't many people in the building anymore, but Jose is not going to, he's going to think something's up, don't you think?
He might think something's up.
Right. And then he's going to ask, well, wait a second, how did you get those magic powers? And then what's your response going to be? I put 1.5 bottles of magnesium in my body every day, or you got me.
But are you drinking milk of magnesia? Because that's supposed to cure upset stomachs, right?
Is that real? I don't even think that's real. I think that's just something that's made up.
Milk of magnesia?
Yeah.
I think you wouldn't lie to us.
Well, it's a real thing.
Corporate America lying to us? That wouldn't happen.
I feel like it's a placebo, like those multivitamins.
Just makes you think you're being healthy, but you're really not.
Exactly right. All right. I am, this is tough. Story 1 is great. I think story 3 is fake. We'll see what John McMullen has to say. We'll recap the top 3 stories, get John's answer, and see about the NFL with fans next.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
You're more focused than ever on keeping your employees and customers safe. Cintas has the products and services you need to feel prepared. Our Cintas technicians can apply our disinfectant and sanitizer spray throughout your facility. Our Ultra Clean service for restrooms uses a sanitizer effective against certain germs, bacteria, and viruses. And we'll help you stay well stocked with hand sanitizer, face masks, and essential PPE. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
At CDW, we get that businesses will try anything to increase productivity.
We try to increase productivity by putting energy drink in our water cooler.
Slow down, friend. A better idea is to have CDW deploy new devices powered by 8th generation Intel Core V Pro processors.
I get it. Why can't you talk faster?
For productivity solutions, you need Intel and IT orchestration by CDW. Find out more at cdw.com/be great, make the shift.
I feel like
AutoAction
John would
Help
be
Desk
good
is a
at
marketing
the
agency
chronology.
connecting callers with attorneys. Providers pay a fee for advertising services.
I love
chronology of what?
Well, remember that thing where I gave
But
you
a careless
3?
driver can change your life in an instant.
Oh, yeah.
Insurance companies want to settle on the cheap. Auto Accident Help Desk connects victims with powerful lawyers. They fight for you.
I called Auto Accident Help Desk and got help for my pain and suffering.
Don't let an insurance company take advantage of you. Our attorneys fight and beat big insurance every day.
Call 800-528-6859. 800-528-6859.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident,
Tales
in
of
the last
Mother
6
Goose
months,
is published
you owe it
in
to yourself
France
to
and
make this free
popularizes
call.
11
There's no
fairy
obligation.
tales,
We're
including
available
Puss in Boots
24/7
and
to help
Little
you get
Red
the money
Riding
you deserve for your pain and suffering. Auto Accident
You know
Help
what
Desk
year?
helps accident victims like you every day.
Call 800-528-6859. 800-528-6859. That's 800-528-6859.
Hello, friends. It's Jim Nance. Right now, the greater Houston community has more than 1.1 million food insecure people. That's why the Spirit Golf Association created the Spirit Food Fund.
John is ready.
Thank you,
These
sir.
two
Mother Goose, I would say 1740s.
Spirit Food Fund to
About 50 years ahead.
41444 and help with whatever you can.
1697.
Donate to the Spirit Food Fund, benefiting the Houston Food Bank.
All bullshit. I've been to her grave.
Mother Goose?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't cook her.
You're listening to The Second Level, presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, with way more than the scores, here's Eitan Shander.
Tuesday, Thursday, football on the 40s as John McMullen joins us. At JF McMullen is how you can follow him. NFL Insider, Jacob Media, Sirius XM, SB Nation Radio, and beyond. All right, man. Ron Culver's going to recap the 3 stories. I voted number 3, so just keep that in the back of your mind. And I think I'm on a mini hot streak. I know I got yesterday right, and going 1 for 5 in a week is actually pretty good numbers for me. So hopefully I can keep it going. And if you want to ride the hot hand, you can. Or if you want to fade what's normally the cold hand, it's up to you, John. Here's Ron with the recap of the 3 stories.
All right, story number 1. Blue Wahoo Stadium, which is home to the Pensacola Blue Wahoos, a Twins AA affiliate, is currently listed on Airbnb for $1,500 per night. So you and up to 10 people could stay at the Blue Wahoo Stadium. You have access to the batting cages, to the field. No word on popcorn machines and things of that nature.
The hot dog vendors. Those are usually independent.
Yeah.
I like the nickname though. Blue Wahoo.
Blue Wahoo.
What does that even mean? Is that a bird or something?
No, it's a fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You've never caught a blue wahoo off the coast of Pensacola?
I've never caught a blue wahoo.
Well, you're missing out, man.
Seriously. We thought we billed you as a cultured man, John. Now do we need to retract that statement?
A cultured man isn't going to the redneck Riviera.
Oh, look at this. The shots are fired already.
Pensacola just turned us off.
We just lost 2 affiliates.
Oh, no.
All right, so that's story 1.
That's story 1.
It's a tragedy.
Not as good as the side story from John.
No.
Story number 2, Jason Voorhees.
Do you remember him from Friday the
13th?
Friday the 13th, sure do.
The hockey mask wearing.
Usually you get him mixed up with Michael Myers.
There you go.
Yeah,
very good. At least you're in the right place. He has an all-in challenge package up there that's in one of those raffle sections where you buy $10 a ticket. It's a 1-week stay at Camp Crystal Lake, a dinner cruise on the lake, and a signed hockey mask from some of the cast and crew, the original cast and crew. And then finally,
I can buy that one.
Yeah, that's
story number 3. 3 boys intentionally get bitten by a black widow so they could become Spider-Man.
This happened in Bolivia, by the way.
Bolivia.
Not Florida, not Alabama. A new contender arises now in that world. But I don't know. I thought that was, it just didn't seem real after I talked to him.
Well, what one? I'm gonna ride the hot hand with Aton. I'm gonna go 3 as well, because I can buy the panic of businesses putting something on Airbnb. Camp Crystal Lake. I mean, that just sounds real. And I don't know how Ron would come up with that fake number 2 story. So I'm going to go number 3.
So both of you guys are on story number 3. The 3 boys intentionally getting bitten by a black widow so they can become Spider-Man. That story is in fact true. They did get bit by a black widow. They were rushed to the hospital. Each of them, I guess, are going to be fine. I don't have an update on whether or not they all passed or.
Are they Spider-Man?
They did not turn into Spider-Man, unfortunately. That was a thing they were able to figure out quite quickly. The fake story is the Friday the 13th story.
Well, see, I give Ron credit for coming up with that.
Me too. Now, where did you make that up out of thin air? Did you change a detail?
No, I had no. There was no details changed. I had help from a series of pictures I saw with Friday the 13th, where a guy dressed up in Friday the 13th gear, touting a vacation destination.
See, look at that. Ron
and
takes
so then
stuff.
I just decided to go, I'm going to elaborate a little bit more.
Not bad.
But you can spend $1,500 for one night. But you can stay there for a couple of nights, obviously. But it's $1,500 a night to stay at the Pensacola Blue Wahoos Stadium.
That's not a bad price for renting out a stadium for a night.
No, I mean, it's no Camden River Sharks, but it'll settle. It'll do. Hey, John, I'm curious. Based on everything that we've seen over the weekend, all the videos from Floyd Mayweather to the boardwalk at Ocean City, Maryland, it would take something catastrophic, yet also coming from like Fauci, the top people in the medical community, I think, to not have fans in the stands for an NFL game, it seems like.
Yeah, it seems like we're heading that direction. And obviously, I mean, I think that was the NFL's plan from the beginning, and then the contingencies kind of branched off from there. Ultimately, I thought you were going to see stadiums open with fewer fans, whatever number you were going to use with social distancing. But now it looks like we're going to ramp up right away. And it's amazing to me. I mean, forget about just the NFL. You got the NHL's coming out today. Governor Phil Murphy in New Jersey has said, okay, sports teams can go. They can open their facilities. And obviously, New Jersey is one of the hotspot states. What the heck happened here, Eitan? Everybody wakes up, okay, we're good to go, which is kind of proves my point from the beginning of this. And one of the things I get yelled at on Twitter all the time, but one of the things that I was astonished that I got yelled at was saying politicians play politics. I mean, that's what they do. And the assumption that things have changed drastically They haven't. But people are fed up, and there's a tipping point. And I don't know if it's right or wrong. I'll be the first to admit that.
Right.
But the tidal wave is headed the other direction now, and governors are trying to get the heck out of the way. But it's kind of amazing how quickly this thing moves, and the dramatic shifts from really day to day. And it can't be good. I'll say that. From positive or a negative sense, however you want to look at this, if everything turns out to be 100% fine, this was not a good idea. If everything turns out to be obviously not fine, it's even worse. But either way, there's no altruism here. I'll say that.
Well, let's look at how much responsibility the NFL has to their players versus how much perceived responsibility politicians locally and nationally have to the public. Because when you're dealing with an individual independent business like the NFL, the franchises, you're dealing with employees, a lot of insurance liability. I imagine that even if society is either not listening or allowed to be full on what we saw over the weekend, the NFL may still be a little more cautious, with fans as opposed to, let's say, a beach or a nightclub.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. And that's really what's made it so difficult to formulate plans, because you do have a liability and aspects from that point of it as well, not only from fans, but also from your employees. I mean, it just takes one negative story, and then you talk about insurance payouts and payments. They're going to be astronomical. I don't think there's any way around that, to be honest, in this so-called new normal. But the NFL has obviously done their due diligence, and let's be honest, any business is about money. I'm a little bit surprised, to be perfectly honest. Charles Robinson of Yahoo just came out with a source story that says coaches are going to be back next week, and they might have live mini camps by the end of this month if California turns things around, and Gavin Newsom says it's okay to go. I couldn't even imagine that yesterday,
right?
Even thinking about it. And now we're here saying these guys might ramp up and be on the football field by mid-June or late June.
Well,
that's amazing.
Let's use those two examples. Let's use New Jersey, where you already brought them up, California as well, because when you look at it from an economic / sport entertainment standpoint, they kind of merge together. How much do you think of this turnaround with Newsom in California and Murphy today in New Jersey is spurred on by the very real threat that the NFL teams could leave the states and practice and maybe play in another state?
I don't think really from an economic standpoint, economic liability, as big as the NFL is, I mean, it's dwarfed by an overall state's economy, especially states like New Jersey and California, which despite California is more obvious, but despite how small the state is, I mean, New Jersey's incredibly densely populated. There's an incredible amount of wealth, especially in North Jersey, because of its proximity to New York. So I think overall, even something as the NFL, I think sort of like a fly on a what's butt. But I mean,
think of it this way.
More to do.
Let me present a better layout, I guess, of my question, because you're right. And from an overall economic standpoint, it's not going to be top three, but maybe more from the optics standpoint. Let's look at a Giants fan who lives in Morristown. Let's look at a 49ers fan that lives in the Bay Area. They're watching states reopen, They're watching their football team leave to go to another state that's reopened. They're watching parties and beaches and everything. Yet they're being told not only can they not leave, but their football team couldn't even play. That's where I think there would be a lot of building, if it isn't already built up, resentment that might bubble over. You might lose an election because you lost a football team.
Yeah, I agree 100% there. That's the bigger part of it, the optics, because if you can imagine in shutting down a particular state, especially in sports as popular as the NFL, and you're right, the New York Giants, New York Jets, move out of Jersey, whatever, basketball teams as well, NHL teams, and they're forced to go somewhere. In the NBA, let's be honest, they're going to start most likely in Orlando, so everybody is going to be down there. But if you have that dichotomy and there are teams playing in states and nothing is really that bad, we always talk about a micro-macro standpoint. Look, micro, anybody who falls ill, anyone who passes away from this virus, it's horrible. But from a macro standpoint, as a politician, you got to make bigger decisions than that. And a lot of people don't understand that. And it becomes incredibly, think of it this way. If you take a quarterback in the first round of the draft, Eitan, you always hear this talk about, well, we want him to sit and learn. And then the pressure builds to get him on the field, especially if you have a bad football team. Maybe that's not the best analogy, but since this is a sports show, it's the one I'm going with. Outside pressure can affect decision-making. And the optics of another state doing it, yes, that's going to upset people.
Awesome stuff, John. We'll chat on Thursday. Be well, be safe.
All right, thanks, Eitan. Appreciate it.
At JF McMullen on Twitter for John McMullen. Joins us Tuesdays, Thursdays, 1240 football on the 40. We'll wrap the show next with one for the road.
Into the night.
Hey, you have your phone near you, right?
I do, yeah.
All right, good.
Well, I always have my
joins us now. Pat,
my
I read
laptop.
that you said that you have no
so
shot
my
of being part
messages
of the Monday night
from my
crew. Is that
phone will
official,
go to
or
my
is that just
laptop.
your
So
gut
if you
feeling?
send me something, I'll see it on my
boys
computer.
and I and the people that follow me on the internet are the greatest humans on earth. We pushed
That make
for
sense?
the Monday Night Football rule. We know there's no that would get considered.
So
for
you
it, but
can
we made a
you
little
can
bit of
send me
noise
anything
is whenever
anytime,
the job
and I'll
seems
see it
to be
usually
opened
on
up
my
yet again here. Obviously, the natural thing was, okay, we made a push for it last year. Let's go for it again. And every time I would ask a question to, my people, I was basically told, that's going to be a long shot because ESPN, they want a prestigious booth again. And whenever you're a punter, that's not necessarily the position you're always in, a prestigious one, shall we say. So I think I've been told on a couple different occasions that I'm probably not the guy that's going to get that gig. And do I think I'd be good at it? Yeah, I think I would be. But now is not the right time. And there is zero chance in hell that I get offered the gig anyways.
Into the Night with Tony Bruno and Harry Mays. Weeknights at 10 Eastern. Pharrell's
Coast to coast! It's Pharrell, coast to coast. We're taking over the world. And I got to tell you, from the beginning, it's been kind of easy. You got to love us on SB Nation, kicking ass and taking names. Every day, 4 to 6, you catch my Sports Grid coast to coast gig. And imagine this. Once we go live again, baby, you're not going to know what hit you when I start pouring beers and shots for you.
Pharrell Coast to Coast with Scott Pharrell. Weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern.
Wake up call. We know Major League Baseball is trying to get back, but eventually it will, and eventually minor league baseball will be back. And if you are a minor league team in need of a change of identity, would you go with Murder Hornets?
I think it's a fantastic idea.
Kind of like with a hat, with a Murder Hornet hat on it, maybe going through some letter or something. Like if you're Chattanooga, you got a C on it, and a Murder Hornet blasting through.
A Murder Hornet mascot running through the stadium.
Wouldn't it be cool if you have a race between a bee and a Murder Hornet? Everybody, now let's go to the outfield where Harry the Murder Hornet is going to be running against a couple of bees. And you get the fans dressed up as bees, and they're running, and if they can outrun the Murder Hornet, they get a prize pack. But if the Murder Hornet catches them, unfortunately, he's got to rip their head off.
Wake Up Call with Tony D and Ron Culver. Weekday mornings.
Wake up call. Please, God, if it does come to that, can we have the Walking Dead zombies, not the World War Z?
Yeah, I don't need the fast-moving
superhuman.
Ooh,
I'm not
Neil.
outrunning a World War Z zombie.
I'm the guy you bring because secretly you know I can't keep up with the rest of the group. Hey, I'm going to take Bob and Jim and Tony. You come with us too. And everybody knows why you're bringing me. So when push comes to shove, I'm the meal.
Wake Up Call with Tony D and Ron Culver. Weekday mornings. Dealing with the root of the issues. It's the Second Level, presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eitan Shander.
One thing we'll hit on tomorrow is this idea that MLB records could be threatened if they only play 82 games, which sounds as ridiculous when I say it as it did when I first read it. But before we get out of here, hand things over to Matt Perrault across all network platforms, pushing the odds 1 to 4 Eastern. We have one for the road.
Yeah. You've heard this. There's a growing trend out there. I was today years old when I found out about this. I was X amount of years old.
Would it shock you if I don't use that term?
Yes. No, it doesn't shock me at all. I stumbled down one of those rabbit holes the other day. Actually, it was yesterday. And I stumbled upon this thing that I just sent you a photo of. You're going to have to.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I was today years old when I found out. Actually, I'm 1 day old now. When I found out about the hammerhead bat.
It's a bat that looks like the size of a puppy that has a head of a horse.
Yes.
Is that an accurate way to describe
it?
It looks like Joe Camel. The head looks like Joe Camel.
Well, we on the morning show, we likened it to I think it's grizzly.
Like a grizzly?
No, deathly. It's you remember the Muppet? You remember the new Muppet movie with Jason Segel and
no.
Amy Adams? You didn't watch that?
No.
You gotta watch it. Check it out. It's fun.
Well, I don't have kids.
Doesn't matter. It's the Muppets. Everyone loves a Muppet.
Muppets are dead to me, man. All right,
You're
moved
a
on.
Muppet of a man.
Yes, I am, but I've already, I know that. That's why I distance myself from other Muppets.
There was a character in there that looks identical to this.
This is worse than the Murder Hornet.
Yeah, but this thing is peaceful. It never attacked a human.
Yeah, until somebody goes up and looks at it and tries to touch it. It's always us who messes it up. It's never the animal.
That's the real issue, right? Is this thing actually does fly.
Well, I tell you, we're done. If you have horse-headed bats flying around called hammerhead, I thought we were done from the ocean with hammerhead sharks. This is even worse. You can't escape. That's awesome. That is,
you love that, don't you?
That is terrible. Nice, man. All right. Let's see.
Decisions.
I'm Gabriel Morency.
Do you have any good baseball guy not named Scott Miller? Because I feel like we've abused him on this network.
Yeah, I got many baseball guy not named Scott Miller.